Car with Milwaukee police officer Nikolas ZENS. It's September 8th, 2019. A vehicle pursuit quickly turns to a chase on foot.
He's over here! Stop! Stop! Stop!
It is dark and somewhat hard to see except for one distinct flash.
Let me see your hands right now! Let me see it! Let me see your hands! Shots fired! Shots fired!
The man ZENS was chasing surrenders, but there's another point of focus. The innocent man whom the officer's bullet hit.
He's hit! He's hit! Shot. Oh, me. Me. That was me.
While chasing one man, Officer ZENS shot a different man who had done nothing wrong.
Let me see your hands! Let me see your hands right now! Let me see it!
We froze the video at the moment ZENS fired the shot. Behind the man he was chasing, an open door where Tariq Davis was standing in ZENS' line of fire. Davis's screams from being shot echo through the neighborhood. The bullet tore through his stomach and left through his hip physical injuries he would survive, but the emotional wounds were just as piercing 5 days later.
I shouldn't have to worry about going to my back door. Opening my back door and being shot by a straight bullet by an officer who had no regard for no one in my home. And for that, I want this officer fired.
And while ZENS tried to explain at the scene,
that was me. He turned around and went like this. He turned around and went like this. Oh, Jesus.
The police chief found him guilty of violating 2 department rules. Disciplinary records obtained by 12 News Investigates show ZENS failed to stop and look for a suspect after losing sight. It cost him 20 days without pay. But he also failed to meet the deadly force requirement of target isolation, which is making sure no one other than your target is in your line of fire when you decide to shoot. For that, the chief cut ZENS loose.
Cannot express enough my apologies to Mr. Davis. I hope he can forgive me. This city deserves the best officers and ones that genuinely want to help. Please let me help again.
His appeal to the Fire and Police Commission failed. Nikolas ZENS' career in law enforcement was over, at least in Milwaukee. That was until someone pointed us to this photo posted on Facebook by a police department out of state. The man on the right raising his hand, Nikolas ZENS. Another photo in the same room shows a police chief handing ZENS a badge. That chief, Larry Reich from the East Lake Police Department in Ohio.
As a citizen, I am appalled. As a lawyer, I would expect it. I hate to say that, but I do. I expect it because, unfortunately, we don't do anything to prevent it.
Verona Swanigan is a lawyer who represented Tariq Davis in a federal lawsuit against Nikolas ZENS and the city of Milwaukee. A review of city records show Milwaukee settled the lawsuit for $450,000. With that settlement in civil court, the Milwaukee County DA declined to pursue the case criminally, writing in a letter, "There is no evidence to refute ZENS' perceptions of the threat level presented at the time he fired one shot." Still, neither the lawsuit nor his firing prevent Nikolas ZENS from police employment in Wisconsin or anywhere.
Those things should disqualify you from becoming a police officer. We have to have a standard in this society. What I know for doctors and for lawyers is if we get terminated, or especially for cause, that gets pushed up to our licensing board. It doesn't just stay within the house. So that part of the process is missing for some reason with police officers.
And while ZENS is not prevented from working in policing, his name is included in a special database at the Wisconsin Department of Justice. The database includes more than 1,700 names of current and former members of law enforcement in Wisconsin who were either fired for cause, quit instead of being fired, or quit their jobs while they were under internal investigation. Access to this database is mainly limited to police agencies in Wisconsin to help them make hiring decisions. 12 News Investigates obtained access through a public records request.
Those types of databases should be public open information that I could just go online and say, I want to look up whether an officer was terminated. Let me type his name in and it pops up.
In Ohio, 12 News Investigates found records showing East Lake Police completed a background check of ZENS while he was still in the academy in Ohio and appealing his firing in Milwaukee. In the background investigation summary, a detective wrote, "I do realize termination for policy violations from a police agency is serious. After learning Nikolas was cleared by the district attorney's office and no criminal charges were brought, I can comfortably recommend Nikolas to continue in the Eastlake Police Department hiring process.
Oh, no.
Referring to the Milwaukee shooting in an email, the Eastlake Police Chief told 12 News Investigates, "We would have preferred it did not happen, of course, but we are comfortable with our decision to hire Mr. ZENS."
And when we spoke to the chief via email, he told me so far he's been pleased with Nikolas ZENS' performance as an officer in Ohio. Meanwhile, over the past 10 years, city records in Milwaukee show the city settled 29 excessive force lawsuits, including the one from HIRED Davis from 2013 to 2023. Taxpayers foot the bill for $13.2 million just in excessive force payouts.
And this all started with a photo that we received, that the Investigates team received.
Yep,
Derek,
absolutely.
Thank you.
And if you have a tip about this story, or if there's another story that you'd like us to investigate, go to WISN.com/tips or send an email to our investigative unit at investigate@WISN.com.